Welcome back to Factful Finance, where we make navigating the world of money less daunting and way more empowering. So let me hit you with a question. Did you know that in 2023, student loan debt in the US topped $1.7 trillion? That's a massive figure, and if you're part of Generation Z, this issue might feel particularly relevant to you. But what if I told you there's a way out of the debt trap that doesn't involve living paycheck to paycheck? Today, we're diving into Part 7 of our Financial Freedom series, Navigating Student Debt, a Gen Z Guide to Financial Freedom. Before we get into it, a quick note. The advice here is for educational purposes. Listing apps or products doesn't imply endorsement, so always consult with a professional for personalized advice. All right, let's kick things off. You've probably heard about student debt before, but let's break down how you, as a Gen Zer, can tackle it and turn it into a stepping stone rather than a weight that holds you back. First, let's talk about the gravity of the situation. For many in your generation, student loans are a reality, but the numbers are staggering. The average student loan balance for borrowers in their 20s, around $30,000. This amount might feel overwhelming, but here's the good news. There are strategic steps you can take today to get ahead of it. Step 1. Understand your loans. The first step to freedom. It might sound basic, but knowing the specifics of your loans is the key. Do you have federal loans or private ones? Federal loans typically offer better protections, like income-driven repayment plans and forgiveness options. Private loans? Not so much. The sooner you map out your loan types, balances, interest rates, and repayment terms, the more control you'll have. For instance, let's take Olivia. She graduated with a $25,000 student loan balance. After taking a quick look at her loans, she realized her federal loans had a lower interest rate and more flexible repayment options. This knowledge allowed her to prioritize paying down her private loans, which carried a higher rate faster. Step 2. Create a debt payoff strategy. It's all about the approach. There's no one-size-fits-all approach here. Some people swear by the debt snowball method, paying off the smallest loan first, so you get that sense of progress. Others prefer the debt avalanche method, tackling the loans with the highest interest rates first. Both methods work, but you need to pick the one that resonates with you. Here's how James did it. He tackled his $18,000 loan using the avalanche method, knocking out his 7.5% interest loan first. The interest savings alone shaved years off his repayment plan. Step 3. Budgeting, your financial safety net. Student debt repayment requires a budget that reflects your priorities. And don't worry, budgeting doesn't have to feel restrictive. It's all about managing your money, not cutting out fun. The 50-30-20 rule is an excellent starting point. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and debt. This simple method helps you live within your means while making substantial progress on your loan repayments. Take Noah as an example. He stuck to this rule, allocating 20% of his income each month towards his student loan. After a year, he'd paid off nearly $5,000 and had built up a solid emergency fund. Step 4. Refinance or consolidate. The right call can save you big. If your credit score is in a good place, refinancing or consolidating your loans can be a game changer. Refinancing private loans into a lower interest rate can cut years off your loan term and save you significant amounts in interest. But keep in mind, federal loans come with protections that private loans do not, so always weigh the pros and cons before making this decision. Amelia refinanced her loans after improving her credit score, and she lowered her interest rate by 2%. This alone helped her save over $4,000 in interest payments over the course of her loan term. Step 5. Maximize income. Your earning potential is key. This one's a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how often it's overlooked. The more you earn, the more you can allocate toward paying down your debt. Look into side gigs, internships, or even investing in upskilling yourself through courses that lead to higher paying opportunities. For example, Lucas, who was working a part-time job after graduation, decided to get certified in coding. In a few months, he landed a full-time position that paid 50% more than his part-time gig. The increase in income allowed him to double the amount he was putting toward his student loans every month. Step 6. Explore loan forgiveness. It's not just for teachers. You might have heard that certain professions, like teaching or nonprofit work, offer loan forgiveness. But here's the kicker. You don't have to be a teacher to qualify for student loan forgiveness programs. Depending on your job, income-driven repayment plans, and the type of loans you have, you might be eligible for forgiveness after 10, 20, or 25 years of payments. Even if you don't think you're eligible, it's worth checking. Evelyn worked in public service, and after 10 years of qualifying payments, she saw her federal loans forgiven through the Public Service Loan Forgiveness, PSLF program. If she hadn't looked into her options, she'd still be paying off those loans today. Now, we've gone over several ways to begin taking control of your student loan debt. But there's one thing I want to leave you with. Take action today. Debt can feel suffocating, but it's a challenge that can be overcome with the right approach, mindset, and persistence. Just remember, it's not about making huge leaps every day. It's about steady, consistent progress. What's the first step you're going to take to start conquering your student debt? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts and strategies. Thanks for joining us today on Factful Finance. If you found this video helpful, why not subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss out on future tips and insights that can help you take charge of your financial freedom. We think you'll enjoy the video shown on screen next. It could be just what you need to help with your financial goals. Remember, we're here to empower you to make smarter financial decisions and create the life you want. See you next time.